Okay, I lied. That wasn't it for today's lecture. I forgot that I had a few extra slides here. So again, this has to do with fiber type conversions. This question, how do you think a muscle fiber type changes from birth to the time a toddler learns to walk? So the options here are fiber types shift from fast to slow, or fiber types shift from slow to fast. The correct answer here is that they shift from fast to slow. So it seems like you're born with a greater amount of fast fibers. So fast fibers look like they're the default fiber type. And the more you use a muscle fiber, the more it shifts towards a slower fiber type. So this is a graph from a research study. And you can see the top one is individual data points for people plotted as a proportion of type 1 fibers. And you can see the ages here. I'm going to focus on the bottom one. So this is your vastus lateralis. You can see the ages, starting from birth to about 1 year of age. You can see you have a very low proportion of type 1 fibers. So you mainly have your fast type 2 fibers. And then as the toddler hits the age of 1, their type 1 muscle fibers or their slower fibers start to increase. And then that's pretty much maintained throughout, up to the age of 20. So that transition at the age of 1, that's around the time point where a kid will learn how to walk. So they're increasing their physical activity, and you get that shift from a faster fiber type to a slower fiber type with that increase in activity. And the top graph is just the same thing that you can see happening in an upper body muscle group. So that's the deltoid. So why does a muscle fiber shift to a faster fiber type? So with increased use, you see a shift towards a slower fiber type. With decreased use, you actually see a shift towards a faster fiber type. So the question here is, why does it do that? Why does a muscle fiber shift to a faster fiber type with disuse? And the answer here might have to do with what other characteristic of a muscle fiber changes with inactivity. So muscle becomes smaller with inactivity, and with a smaller muscle, you get a reduction in force generating capacity. Your power output is equal to your force multiplied by your velocity. So one theory here is that fibers shift to a faster fiber type with disuse to try to, in an attempt to preserve power output. So that a muscle would actually increase its speed of contraction when it's subjected to disuse. So the force is going down, velocity is going up, so your power output is staying the same. So that's just a theory for why your muscles might shift towards a faster fiber type with disuse. Is your muscles are trying to compensate for the dramatic reduction in force output that you would get from a muscle that's becoming smaller. And that is it for today's lecture.